Addiction, success, pride, blah, blah. Do you believe there are ghosts and demons and diviners among us? Emily. Is this a signed copy? Those feet covers do not settle with me. I don't like them. This does not look safe. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Momo. Today, as you can see by the title, we are going to talk about 25 books I would like to read in 2025. I am a nursing student who loves to read books. If you wanted to know a little bit about me, I will link my booktube newbie tag down below where I share a little bit about myself, and then throughout my other videos as well I kind of let you guys know a little bit about me. Yeah, so watch some of my previous videos if this is your first one. These are the physical books that I have. The ones that I do not have I will post right here, but I like that majority of my 2025 books that I want to read are from my physical TBR. Let's get started. Oh my gosh. The first book that I would like to read is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. That was my first time ever trying to pronounce that name. So this book, I really don't know much about the premise. I know that it is about some classmates. So it says 4 college classmates, and I know that they are in New York, and it's basically about what, addiction, success, pride, blah, blah. Just about, I know, some type of trauma that takes place. And I know that this book is supposed to make you sad and cry, so I want to get a book that makes me feel that. So yeah, I want to read this. The next book that I have is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This book, again, I don't really know much about this book. I know that I've had this on my TBR for a while on Goodreads, and then I physically picked this up in my book haul. Again, I'll link that down below. That book haul was great, where I'm not really describing what the books are about. I go into most of my books blind, and usually I hear enough about a book where I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, I need to get it, and then I forget about it. But then I know that if I bought it, I wanted to read it. The next book that I have is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I did read City of Bones, and I love that book. I think I gave it a 4-star, like a 4-star. I'm not really too sure. I read it about like 2 years ago, and I want to continue the series. The next book that I have is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I actually bought this years ago and I have not read it. I'm so shocked. I actually have, I don't even know what version this is. This is not the original cover that I've seen everybody have. I'll try to post the cover that I've seen everybody have. I got it somewhere for $2, which is great. And I don't really remember what it's about. Do you believe there are ghosts and demons and diviners among us? Interesting. I know that I had it for a while. I was going to unhaul this, but I realized that I did actually want to get into this book. The next book that I have here is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. Soon to be a major motion picture. Like, come on, nostalgic. This book is old. I want to read the Twilight series this year. I cannot wait. I heard the books are better. I'm not really expecting too much. I love the movies. I know that I'm going to love this book. I just was obsessed. Once I seen Twilight, I just knew it was for me. Yeah, let me know. Are you Team Edward or Jacob? That will let me know if we are truly besties. Oh, focus. Hello? I also was thinking, like, maybe I should do like a reading vlog of me reading the entire series. That might be interesting. We can table that for another time. The next book that I have here is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I do want to read Shadow and Bone because I want to get into Crooked Kingdom. When was this printed? 2013. I really want to get into this trilogy. I haven't heard the greatest things about it. I know some people, it's kind of like hit or miss. You either like it or you don't. I think I might like it. I don't know. I usually like what a lot of people don't, because I don't know. I'm weird like that. The next book that I have here is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I started this book. I didn't get far into it. Me and my best friends, we started a book club back in 2022, and we started this as our second book, but we just all fell off. Like, we stopped reading it. I don't know what happened, because I was really getting into this book. I was really enjoying it, and I keep hearing great things about it, and I'm so upset with myself that I never finished this. We're gonna try to resume and get back into the story. It was starting to get so good. Nothing really happened, but I liked it. I was liking it. I was enjoying it. The font is just super tiny. Like, I keep hearing too many great things about this book for me to have started it, and not finish. That's a problem. The next books that I'm about to show you guys are all basically from my haul that I have. I think one of them was a newer purchase that I got because I knew I wanted to read it, but when I get to it, I'll show you. The next book I have is Butcher and Blackbird. This is basically about serial killers that become friends and I believe lovers. The rival friends to lovers, dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. I bit my lip when I said sizzling. Okay. I hear there are some cringy parts in this book, but I know that it is a funny take on serial killers that are killing bad guys, so it kind of makes sense. That premise gives me Jigsaw. Like, if you guys watch Jigsaw, like the Saw movies, I get his concept. I get the reason why he kills these people, because they've done bad things. So this is kind of giving that type of vibe, but I hear it's a little bit funny. Make me laugh. I can't wait to get into this. Then we have Emily Henry, Happy Place. I cannot wait to get into Emily Henry. We want to get into you, baby girl. We heard great things about you. I cannot wait to read this book. I believe it is about these friends. Let's get it together. I believe this book is about friends who were dating, like, but they go on like a group trip. They go on like a group trip with their other friends, but their friends don't know that these two had broken up, so they have to pretend to date. Am I mistaken? I don't know. Before I read the book, what you guys get about the book is not going to be the greatest description, because I try to forget what I heard about it. So I don't know. But I think that's what this is about. The next book that I have is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Cannot wait to get into Kristen Hanna. I cannot wait to get into this book. I heard it's a historical fiction. It is supposed to make me cry. We love a good book with emotion. I cannot wait to read this. I do want to get The Women by her, because I believe that one is more about women during like the war and something about nurses. Hello, nursing student. But I do want to get into The Women and more of Kristen Hanna. I do hear again that some people love this book and some people hate it, but I've heard more pros than cons. So let's see what side of the coin I'm on. So the next book that I have on this list was supposed to be, oh, it is. So the next book that I have on this list is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I want to get into a book by her so bad. I really wanted to get into the Just for the Summer book, but there's other books before it, and this is the first one. Cannot wait. We are excited. It's so funny. Fun fact, I seen this girl reading this on the train, and I was like, oh, this is such a book talk book. Now look at me. The next book we have is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Cannot wait to get into this fantasy. It's the big one, but we are excited. I believe it's a romantasy, actually. I want to get into this one specifically this year as well, because the second book to this comes out this year as well. Then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've been hearing great things about this book, but now I'm hearing a lot of people didn't really like it. Don't know what that's about. I'm excited to get into this romantasy or fantasy book. Seems like it's going to be really nice. I know a lot of people, I think, were comparing it to other books that have been really hyped up, so we shall see. The next physical book I have is Phantasma by Kalai Smith. Kalai Smith. I hope I'm saying that right. But this is another romantasy, I think a dark gothic Caraval, basically, which I don't have Caraval on this list, but it is a book that I also think is an honorable mention that I will be trying to get to this year as well. Maybe closer to the spooky season of 2025. Then we have The Raven Boys by Maggie Steve Otter. Cannot wait to read this book. It's basically, I think, the equivalent to The Six of Crows, like something along those lines. Like, if you love The Six of Crows, then you would love this. Please let me know if that's like a accurate representation, if you've read both of those books. I have never read neither of those books, but that's just what the people say. The next book that I have is The Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I heard great things about this book, and I wanted to get into this one because the second book is coming out this year, so I want to get into this ASAP. Like, this is like on my immediate TBR because I want to read this, love it, and get into the second book. We've already seen some people had arcs to the second book and they are like super obsessing about it, so I'm gonna jump on a bandwagon. Okay, your girl is jumping on a wagon. The last physical book that I have is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Now, I still don't know if I'm supposed to read Powerless before this. Let me know, because your girl is trying to jump into Wild Love. The next book in this series, I think is the third one, Wild Eyes. Am I making that up? It's green. The next book in this series is coming out this year as well, so I want to get into this. But if I have to read the Powerless series before, oh my gosh, please let me know. It's not called the Powerless series. It's called the Rebel. Is that the Chestnut? Is this a signed copy? Or are they all signed? Wait a second. Are they all signed? Let me know. Or am I just special? That is so fire. As far as the books that I do not physically own, but I would like to read this year, is Shatter Me. Now, I do have the Shatter Me book, but I lent it to a friend who had it for like over 2 years now. I want my book back. We still gonna get it. But I might just buy a new copy. But I want to get into the Shatter Me series as soon as possible, because there also is a new book coming out within that series. And I'm so mad that I never read it. And I have the other two and the novella here. So we need the first book. The next book that I would like to read is Mile High. And I want to start that book because there's some other books within that series that people have been raving about. But we can't get to those other books unless we read the first one. Now, I know Mile High isn't a lot of people's favorite, but I still went to Barnes & Noble's the other day to try to find it, and I couldn't find a copy. So we're going to get Mile High. I also went to get the Atlas 6, which is a book I've been fiending to get for the longest time. It literally, once I heard the premise, I'm like, oh, Dark Academia, love it, cannot wait. Didn't even have it in stock when I went, and I think it's because of like the Christmas rush. Like, everybody must have been getting it, and I saw like other Olivia Blake books there. That's not the one I came for. I want to get this one first. I will try to read more of her backlist. Then I wanted to get Fourth Wing because, hello, the newest book is coming out this year, January. Oh my gosh. So I want to get Fourth Wing so that I can read Onyx Storm and then the third book in that trilogy. I also would like to read Legendborn. How can I not have read this already? It doesn't make any sense. Heard great things about it. We have a black main character. Hello. I'm excited to get into that. Then Magnolia Parks. If I hear another person rave about Into the Dark, Daisy hates. This book wrecked me. Like, hello? What are you guys talking about? Because Gossip Girl is my shit and I need to get into that series. How do I not have it? And I do not like the covers with the feet. I'm sorry. Those feet covers do not settle with me. I don't like them. So I tried to order them, like the UK version. I even tried to find a cousin in the UK that I can order it to their house and they ship it to me. Like, we gotta work something out because I want those original covers. Those are so beautiful, and I feel like they make such a statement on your bookshelf. Like, when you see those spines, you know what series that is. Like, it's holding weight. And I feel like that's like similar to ACOTAR. Like, you can see that series on your shelf and know what series that is. Like, those colors, they're doing something. I don't know, but I need that book series. I want the series. And I also want to see what side I'm on, like Magnolia or Daisy. Like, what are they? Are they friends? I don't know. Is that supposed to be like Blair and Serena? I know nothing about that series, and I've been trying so hard to stay away from spoilers. All I know is Magnolia and BJ. Anyway, the next book that I would like to read is The Poppy War. This is a book I literally don't remember too much about. I know that I wanted to read it, and I know that it's always on like some people's like favorite books ever list. I still want to see why it piqued my interest for so long, and that name has always been sticking in my head. The last book that I would like is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I did go to Barnes & Noble's again to try to find that book, and I did not get it. They didn't have it. So instead, I actually picked up, let me show you. So instead, I picked up A Man Called Ove. I still heard great things about this book too, and I think I have an idea of when I'm gonna be reading this book and like what video I'm gonna try. So we have this. Those are my 25 books of 2025. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the warm welcome into the booktube community. I appreciate all the ones that have been commenting and introducing themselves. Like, stop, you guys are so freaking sweet. But I'm gonna go now because I am 90% done with one of my books that I'm reading and I want to get back to it. Until next time, y'all. Bye.